Hi, I'm Brian from the Verve Pipe, and you're in launch, and we're in the hang. Yeah, I've been in a handful of bands actually. The Verve Pipe was the first band where we actually took songwriting as seriously as we wanted to. We actually sat down and tried to be songwriters and crafted songs, whereas being in a band before was really just kind of a fun way to meet people and be on stage and be goofy and get drunk and, you know. So this band was actually the first band that we actually, all of us, took seriously. Actually, it doesn't really mean anything, the two words on their own. Of course, verve is energy and pipe is, pipe can be any condensed cylinder object, so you put them together. I guess it's an energetic cylinder of some sort, I don't know. It's so funny because one of the reasons that I was leery of having Jerry Harrison work on this album is because I didn't want to be compared with live. I mean, I appreciate live for what they do, but I knew that if we made the album with Jerry, it'd be very easy for a journalist to say, oh, they sound just like live, or they sound, or me especially, they think that I sound like Eddie Vedder, and I do not hear that at all. People say that I look like Quentin Tarantino for some reason, and I get that quite a bit, and I just don't think he's an attractive man at all. He's not someone that I would kiss on the mouth, I'll tell you that. Personality-wise, we're all so different. It's funny because I like people a lot, and Brad, who is my brother, just doesn't like people at all, and so he doesn't talk much. He's pretty withdrawn, and AJ is a bit anal retentive. He's a technical guitarist, one of the best guitarists that I've ever known. But he's a little bit anal retentive. Things have to be just so for him. Donnie's the exact opposite of that. I mean, Donnie pretty much you can tell by looking at him that he's pretty relaxed. And Dougie's got a very dark side to him. I like Veneer a lot. Veneer is. I feel like Veneer is the best thing I've ever written lyrically and musically. I'm very pleased with the way that song came out. I don't know if there's ever going to be a point where I can sit back and say, I've made it. I mean, we've come up to, in fact, we played a little acoustic set in somewhere in Ohio, I think maybe Canton or somewhere. And there was some, right across the street from where we were playing, there was a little children's school, and they had this big fire truck over there. And the firemen were there, and they were showing the kids and letting them climb on the ladder and all this stuff. And the DJ for the station went over and said, you know, it'd be nice if we're doing this outside. Nice if I go get some kids and bring them over here to listen to you while you do it. You know, great idea. And so he goes over there and he says, you know, kids, there's a band called the Verve Pipe over there. You want to come over there? And one of the kids goes, are they going to play Photograph? I mean, what a thrill! I mean, I would never in a million years have expected a kid to pipe that up. And that was a thrill where I said, I thought, now I made it.
My favorite song on the album, I have a couple. I think Reverend Girl is a great track. I really think Tom Lord Alge, who mixed the album, sonically really captured something. When I walked into the booth after he finally got the final mix up, I just remember being totally blown away. We've met, you know, famous people, and I almost knocked Billy Joel down. That was kind of exciting. I hit him at Madison Square Garden. He's actually smaller than me. And I turned around and just knocked into him and sent him back a little bit. Oh, Jesus. Press people say we sound like Pearl Jam in live, but it's so easy for them to run to those places to say, well, they sound like Pearl Jam in live. You know, they go to the top of the pick and then they put you in as underneath that band because they're supposedly the band to sound like or whatever. And I don't think we sound like either of them. I don't think we do. I think we approach our music from a totally different place that they approach our music. We're not trying to make this emotionally wrought, angst-ridden rock. We're trying to, you know, we're a bit more tongue-in-cheek. Steven Seagal. No. Wait, me? No, our bass player gets it, Brad Pitt.
The band wanted to go a direction where it was more condensed. I think if you listen to our second album, or the band's second album, you know, it's very eclectic. There's a lot of different styles on it, and the band was trying out a lot of different things. So with Villains, they brought me into the picture playing keyboards and percussion. The band wanted to go more towards a keyboard background than anything. And the percussion adds like some highlights to it. It's not a big, it's not a jam band where I'm going to be playing, gong and congas and all this Latin stuff. It just fits in with the pop style, I think. I'm more the mellow guy, I think. I think actually my personality is in direct line with my role in the band as far as my keyboard and percussion, because there's tons of things going on in my head all the time, but I'm pretty reserved about talking. And just like playing, it's like I can do a lot of things up on stage and play a lot of different parts, but the music is what's important, and I don't want to overshadow what the music is dictating, so I just kind of lay back. It's a big nothing. It actually means nothing.